Alright, so this is the corrections video for Tuesday, March 24th. This is page 6 today. So make sure you're looking at the right page. We're on page 6, and we're going to correct a number of these questions. So for number 1, you've got 12 to 4. And the instructions on those questions, all the way from 1 to 10, is to write each ratio in lowest terms. So you leave it written as a ratio, you put an equal sign, and then you figure out what's a number I can divide into both 4 and 12 to make it smaller. So you look at the 12, you look at the 4, and you think, right, I can divide 4 by 1, 2, and 4. I can divide 12 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. So the one that they have that's the same, that's the biggest, their greatest common factor, is 4. So you divide them both by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. Keep your ratio symbol. And then 4 divided by 4 is 1. So that's how you're going to do questions 1 to 10. If you take a look at questions 1 to 10, you'll notice they're not all written as ratios. 1 and 2 are written as a ratio, and then 3 and 4 are written as fractions. So let's do number 4. I've got 8 over 14. So once again, you think all the things that I can divide into 8 and all the things I can divide into 14. So I can divide 1, 2, 4, and 8 into 8. I can divide 1, 2, 7, and 14 into 14. And so the one that they have the same, that's the one that they have the same, that's the biggest. So their greatest common factor is 2. So you divide them both by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, and then 14 divided by 2 is 7. So it doesn't matter how they're written, they are all ratios, and you can write them all in lowest terms by finding the number that you can divide into them to make them smaller. Let's also do number 9. Number 9 is written in words. So 16 wins, 2, 6 losses. And so, again, you're just working with the numbers. The words don't really matter. They're still a ratio. So you got 16 and 6. So what can you divide into 16? 1, 2, 4, and 8, and 16. So those are all the factors of 16. What can you divide into 6? 1, 2, 3, and 6. So the one they have that's the same, that's the biggest, is 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 8 wins. 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 losses. All right, let's take a look at number 11. The numbers 11 all the way to 18, you need to determine whether the following pairs of ratio are equivalent or not. So are they equivalent? Are they the same ratio just with different numbers? So I'll move the board and then you can get started on number 11. So number 11, it says 8 over 24. And then the way you write these down is you write equals, and then 1 over 3, and you have to figure out, is it actually equal? Is this statement true? So you look and you think, how do I turn 8 into 1? How do I turn 24 into 3? So if I want to turn 8 into 1, I would have to divide by 8 to get 1. And if I divide 8 into 1, if I divide 8 into 8 and get 1, whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So is this a true statement? 24 divided by 8 is 3, so these are equivalent ratios. So you can leave the equal sign like there. Everything's fine with this. If you take a look at number 12, you have 3 over 5 equals 16 over 30. So you look and you think, okay, 3 into 16. There's no real way with a whole number that I can turn 3 into 16, so I'm going to leave that for now. And I look and I think 5 into 30, well, I know that to turn 5 into 30, I would have to multiply by 6. 5 times 6 is 30. So then you have to do whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do the top. 3 times 6 is not 16. So these are not equivalent ratios, and you put a line through the equal sign to indicate the statement is not true unless you make the line through the equal sign to say that it's not equal. So these are not equivalent ratios. And let's do one more. Let's do number 13. So number 13, I have 1, 2, 7. Does that equal 7 to 28? Let's find out. How do I turn 1 into 7? I have to times it by 7. 1 times 7 is 7. So far, the statement is true. 1 times 7 is 7. Whatever I do to the first part of the ratio, I have to do the second part of the ratio. So 7 times 7 is not 28. 7 times 7 is 49, which means this is not an equivalent pair of ratios. So you put your slash through the equal sign to indicate they are not equal. All right, let's skip on down to number 19. So number 19, it's a word problem. So Rachel sold 180 tickets, adult tickets, and 110 student tickets to school play. And so write the ratio of adult tickets to student tickets in lowest terms. So adult tickets, we have 180. And student tickets, we have 110. And now we need to make an equivalent ratio. We need to find the lowest terms. So you look and you think, what's the biggest number that I could divide into both of those? And the easiest way, this is an easy one, if they both end with 0, you can divide them both by 10. And when you divide by 10, remember, powers of 10, we're moving the decimal one spot in. So I end up with 18 and 11. It's just like you're getting rid of the 0. I know this is lowest terms because 11 is a prime number. The only thing I can divide into 11 is 1 and 11. All right, so that's 19. And let's take a look at number 20. So for number 20, it says express the ratio in lowest terms of consonants to vowels in each name. So they've already written out the names. These are places, different cities in Canada. And so we'll start with A, where you've got Fredericton. So you count all of the consonants first, right? That's the first part of your ratio. So the F, the R, the D, the R, the C, the T, the N, that's 7. And then you count the vowels, the E, the I, the O. 7 to 4. That's my ratio of consonants to vowels. Now, you look at it and you think, is this lowest terms? And then you look and you think, yes, it is lowest terms. Because 7 is a prime number. The only thing I can divide into 7 is 1 and 7. 4, not a prime number, but there's nothing I can divide both of them by to make them smaller. All right, I'm going to check the time really quick on this video. And we're done.